Baby steps?
It means setting small, reasonable goals for yourself, one day at a time. One tiny step at a time.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Oh boy. Baby steps.
Hello there, my name is Jay, and as promised from the past couple episodes, this is going to be my second episode this week. First one I did was on Father's Day. This one is going to be on the Thursday at that bi-monthly mark that I've been trying to hit consistently. And I think much like the one from a few weeks ago, this is just going to be very casual, just going to talk about a few things real quick, and more plans to do. Maybe not like 30-minute episodes, but we'll try to get around that 15-minute mark, because I think that's, not only is that better for me to do, not just because I don't have to talk that much about stuff, but also because it makes it a lot easier to edit. I'm going to try to stick to that 15-minute average for episodes. But there is something that I have been very interested in, that I did sort of talk about a few weeks ago, very, very, very briefly. A type of therapy that I am trying currently. So recently I discovered some free online group sessions for hypnotherapy. Now, I never really knew all that much about hypnotherapy before joining these groups. The most that I really knew was just stuff that I would see in movies like in Office Space or Donnie Darko. But after giving that first free session a shot, it convinced me to maybe try this a little bit more and see how it affects me. Let me just kind of go through the types of group sessions that I've been doing recently. So I've done a few free ones so far, all of them over like a different topic or a different subject, tackling a different type of ailment or a struggle that whoever joins the group is probably facing. So the first one I joined was depression, followed by anxiety, focus, insomnia, abundance, and weight loss, because, I could afford to lose a few pounds. I'm a tiny bit overweight, but also I just wanted to check out all these different groups and just see how they differ. And for the most part, they're the same. They follow the same kind of script, same kind of words. There's a little bit of a change up in every single session where the suggestion that is provided by the hypnotherapist is altered to meet that specific topic. But for the most part, in these free group sessions, scripts are the same, goal is the same. It's an hour-long session of just sort of laying back, relaxing, closing your eyes, and just moving yourself to a different place of thinking. And let me be honest, when I kind of looked into this, I joined it just because it was a free group, just to try it out. A lot of things that I've been doing lately is going online, looking at Meetup or whatever other types of websites there are to get into social groups, to do Zoom meetings, just meet new people or try new things. I found one for hypnotherapy. It was free. I thought I'd join one just to check it out. Most of the time, these things go where I try one session and then it turns out not really into this, or, I have to pay for more along the way. Only the first one was free. But all of these have been free, so I wanted to check out as many different ones as I could. And let me tell you, after that first one, I became a believer. This was something that I was always a little bit skeptical about. I'm like, does it really work? Is it there were some questions that were brought up and answered by other people that attended the group. One being that, is it like the whole magician act, being hypnotized on stage and sort of losing yourself and not really knowing where you are, who you are, that kind of stuff. It's not really that. It's more of just allowing yourself, and that is a big part of it, is you need to be open-minded for this kind of thing for it to work. If you are closed off, if you think this is silly, I don't want to do this, I don't care, if you have that kind of mindset, it's not going to work for you. But if you allow yourself to relax, if you really take in the words that are being said, the effects afterward can feel amazing. There's a bit of an ASMR quality, like a bit of an ASMR vibe to these sessions, which does actually help it out. I used to look up a lot of ASMR videos just to help me either go to sleep or just get in a more zen, relaxed state, and that stuff doesn't really work anymore. Which is unfortunate because it used to do wonders. I would get the tingles. I would want to just fall asleep. I felt so much better listening to that kind of stuff, but it doesn't really work for me anymore. This kind of stuff, like I said, has ASMR vibes. It is a very passive experience. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to even show up on camera or communicate at all. You can just sort of lay back, relax, just take in the words, which is what I would do most of the time. And if you really fall into it, if you really allow yourself to get wrapped up into it, it can feel amazing afterward. Let me explain. First session I did was on depression. I really wanted to do the one on anxiety, but that one wasn't scheduled until after depression, so I did depression first. Knew nothing about this hypnotherapist, nothing about this group, nothing about what was going to happen, none of the scripts, nothing, went in completely cold. And because this was the first time that I was doing something like this, everything was very new and fresh and very interesting and exciting. Everything that I was hearing for the first time was, I was getting those kind of tingles, like from ASMR. And I was getting really wrapped up in the words that I was being told and the suggestions that I was being given. And it was very relaxing. It was very meditative. And that was actually brought up as well in the groups, is that hypnotherapy versus meditation, similar results. Centering yourself, getting zen, really trying to relax and get in a more calm state of mind. Now, I've tried meditation a little bit, and it does kind of work in the same way that hypnotherapy works, except meditation makes me feel good kind of in the moment and a little bit afterward, but it fizzles out very quickly. Hypnotherapy, on the other hand, this was something special. After that first hour with that free group, that first group that I tried, I left not only feeling incredibly relaxed, but something I talked about on the last episode when I was talking about my dad is when I had very severe depression during that time in my life, I felt a numbness throughout my body and a numbness in my mind that just made me kind of feel nothing else but depression. No hunger, no boredom, nothing. Just kind of living in this space where I'm not even thinking about time or anything else around me. I got that same kind of feeling after doing hypnotherapy for the first time. I just kind of felt like I could just lie in bed all day and do nothing, which is pretty much what I already do. But I could just lay back, look up, not think about anything, not have any music on, no distractions, no sounds or anything, and just be completely content. It was incredible. That feeling only lasted for maybe like an hour. And every time that I would do those free sessions afterward, the feeling wouldn't be as strong, it wouldn't last as long. But that's okay. That's okay, because there is something that I do. This is going to be a part 1 of 2, and I don't know when I'm going to do part 2. And part 2 is going to be more about the one-on-one sessions, because I've been doing that as well. I've done 2 so far. I have 4 more planned. And as far as the free sessions go, I actually have 2 more different ones that I'm going to try out. One for better health, which sounds great, and another one for procrastination, which sounds awesome as well, because I will say, even though I feel great from these hypnotherapy sessions, the biggest downside, every time I finish a session, I feel like doing nothing. I feel way too relaxed to just want to do anything. So I'm very curious to see how that one for procrastination turns out, because how is it going to make me feel relaxed but also active and motivated to do stuff at the same time? I don't know how that's going to work. It would be very interesting to see if it has polarizing results, or if the results are exactly the same as all the other group sessions, or if something just unexpected happens. I don't know. I'm really interested to find out. It's not as effective as it is in like Office Space, where, the hypnotherapy lasts for like a minute. This guy's closing his eyes, he's being told certain things over the course of a minute, and it like completely changes his life and mindset for many months afterward. It doesn't quite work as quick as that or as effective as that, at least not for me. I would say it is kind of similar to how it is in like Donnie Darko, where laying down, closing my eyes, I'm being told certain things, and I'm just trying to pull from my past, pull from whatever's on my mind, and just kind of get wrapped into that moment and what I'm thinking and everything else. So it's more like the stuff in Donnie Darko than it is in Office Space, at least from my experience. I wish it was like the stuff in Office Space, because like you'd be told something like 2 minutes, boom, you're set for the next 6 months. But that's not really the case. A lot more stuff that I want to talk about and have to talk about for part 2 of this hypnotherapy, which probably won't be the next episode. I'll have to think of something else to talk about, but it will come eventually. I promise. Last thing I'm going to say is that like every time I've done these all these hypnotherapy sessions, it's made me feel more relaxed and just put me in a better mood. It hasn't fixed the inactive problem that I have, but I'm hoping that can happen down the road. Like I said, I'm really interested in that one about procrastination. So that'll be really cool to check out. But yeah, so far I'm just kind of enjoying doing these topic-oriented episodes. A lot more than just updating what I've been up to, because honestly, if I told you what I've been up to this week or past couple of weeks, it's just going to be me saying the same stuff over and over again. My life isn't really changing that much. But, like I said, I'm a believer in this hypnotherapy stuff. I'm really hoping that this is going to rewire my way of thinking and just put me in a better mood for longer periods of time. Because I've noticed that it's done that so far, and I want to see how long can I see this through, and can that feeling just get stronger and stronger. Like, I was skeptical about this stuff. I will admit to that, and I'm sure a lot of people are as well. But if you try it, if you really give it a chance, if you really take it seriously, it can do wonders. It might not be a perfect fix, but you will notice changes. I've noticed changes. Part 2 of this is going to come later on. I guess not next week. In a couple of weeks, I'll come up with something else to talk about. I sort of know what I want to talk about. But until then, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm just kind of just taking it easy with this podcast. Just doing my thing, doing whatever I feel like I'm doing in the moment. Just not trying to stress over it. Once again, my name is Jay. Thanks for listening. And bye for now.